Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and what I think promises to be an extraordinary gas video. Now, just a little insight into how I do these gas videos. I get sent a file by a very helpful person with the blurbs from the Discord server from about a month ago when the puzzles first appeared in the daily Sudoku channel. And I basically click on the 5 links that I need normally and then read the rules and try and solve the puzzles live on air. Now, today there were more than 5 links and some of them looked strange, and I tried not to look at them as I was going through clicking on the links. I think it may be to do with April the 1st having been in the period that I'm solving for today. So we will see what happens in this video of theoretically genuinely approachable Sudoku. That's what GAS stands for. Now, I'm desperate to tell you that in 2 days' time we've got the Jewels of Osiris by Demono. A fantastic Sudoku hunt. Basically, it's a story. It's like you are Indiana Jones or somebody a bit like that in this story. You will love it. It's going to be on Patreon in 2 days' time for our $2 and above subscribers. The $3 and above subscribers get special videos of the solution paths of the puzzles that we publish as the monthly reward. That's what, and indeed they're just more generous. We also, of course, have people who give even more each month on Patreon, and we're very grateful to them, as we say each day in the videos on the cards that come up. Now, what else is going on around the channel? Well, Simon's done his Friday crossword as usual yesterday. We're definitely going to go back to streaming next week. I think whatever Simon's been doing with his spare video game playing time might be over soon, so we can get back to that. What else have we got going on? We've got all our apps, of course, which include 2 GAS apps, 2 genuinely approachable Sudoku apps, both out already on all the platforms. You can check the links in the apps bit of the description field. But, well, I normally say the first 10 links are 2 each to each of these puzzles, but I think there are more links than that, and only some of the puzzles have F-puzzles links, presumably because of how they're presented. So you will just have to judge based on the description field where you can play each puzzle and if you can. I'm going to go through the rules in a minute, but yeah, just click on the links if you can. There are also hat times will be posted under the video. I haven't seen those. I don't know what they are. I think I got 9 hats out of 10 in the last GAS video, and the days of my getting 2 hats a puzzle are long gone due to my nemesis Clover having adopted the hat of my nemesis. Anyway, let us look at the puzzles we're going to attempt today, see what they are, and what's involved, because I think I'm going to find some weird stuff, and I really don't know what I'm going to find. So we start with Stuck in the Middle with You by Bill Murphy. So normal Sudoku rules apply. That means we'll be putting 1 to 9 in every row, column, and 3 by 3 box. I'm reading the thing. Why am I not reading the blurb that's been provided for me, which is where it gets more interesting? Let's do that. Right. Bill said, today was going to be episode 2 in my villain arc, especially after my class this afternoon. Working will do that to you, am I right, fellow teachers? But I got home and the energy for being evil and malevolent has kind of dissipated. That is because you're just a genuinely nice guy, Bill. So let's meet in the middle with this median Sudoku. Normal Sudoku rules apply, as I just described. Clues outside the grid give the middle of the first 3 digits from that direction. So these 3 digits have different values, and the middlingest one of those is a 4. The dinosaur that you get if you don't get either of the hat times. Did I finish explaining what the hat times were? 1 hat for a quick solve time, 2 hats for a very quick time, and a dinosaur if you don't get the hat times. It's a mid-min-me. Is a min-me really a dinosaur? Bizarre. Anyway, then we will go on to, I'm in this one, The Art of Goodliffing by Philip Newman, who says, today we have a GAS 101 thermo Sudoku. As usual, feel free to use as much or as little of the document as you like. I'm not sure what's in the document. There are no direct spoilers for today's puzzle in this document, just hints at how you might approach it. Okay, so if you Go to the GAS server, you might get some hints. A nugget from the document that doesn't spoil anything and is very helpful. It's worth noting that in our app, double-clicking on a thermo cell will highlight all corresponding cells of thermos of the same length. Wow, I did not know that. Let's just try that in this puzzle. Look at that. Sven is a genius. Philip knows Sven is a genius. I am, as usual, behind the peloton, struggling to get into the... what's the wagon that the back markers try and get into? I can't even remember what it's called. Right. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits along thermometers must strictly increase from bulb to tip. So we must get bigger as we go along there. The strictly in that means that you can't just stay the same as you cross over a box boundary. The dinosaurs are remarkable Romaleopacus. And then we go on to Clover's Rossini. Clover says, oh, Rossini Sudoku with negative constraint. Okay, I was going to say Clover hasn't added anything before the rules, but I see there's something after the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. An arrow next to a row or column shows the direction that the 3 nearest digits in that row or column increase. For instance, the arrow to the left of row 1 shows that that cell is smaller than that cell is smaller than that cell. All possible arrows are given. This is in caps. Clover is shouting at us. If no arrow is given, the 3 digits must neither all increase nor all decrease. This puzzle has a negative constraint. Have I made myself clear? And there are a couple of alarm icons within that. Yes, you have to me. And I knew that about Rossini Sudoku anyway, so there. The dinosaur is a strident stenopelix. And then we have a Sudoku called Big Fish by Bill. This is from April the 1st. We at GAS HQ, says Bill, quite often get comments about the puzzles. Oh, this is tricky today. Wow, that was easy, etc., etc. I have a degree which qualifies me to teach. But the thing I find to be more important is I spent several years learning what does accessible mean. There's so many things that we can do as GAS setters can do to modify the difficulty of the puzzle. So many knobs that we can turn, so to speak. And I think that that is super important for us to take hold of because it creates an interesting and varied experience for the solver. Yes, some puzzles are easier, some are harder. Some rule sets are harder to understand than others. Some too at times are generous, some are highly competitive. All of this is true and important, but the real question that keeps me up at night is, what if I turned all those difficulty knobs down to 1? What happens then? So I present today's most accessible Sudoku ever. Normal Sudoku rules apply, among others. The dinosaur is a simplified Sigelmassasaurus, but if you click on the link, you will see normal Sudoku rules apply. Make row 4, column 4 a shade of blue of your choice. Ignore those Renban lines. It's not really doing anything other than make the fish. Make row 4, column 4 another shade of blue. Not that one. What's wrong with you? Wonder if you forgot there was an anti-night condition on 8 in this puzzle. Then ignore the obvious swordfish on 9 in row 159. You wouldn't need it to solve this puzzle anyway. Bill wouldn't post it for GAS if the average solver needed it. Write a fancy word across the positive diagonal without repeating a number. Digits inside a cage must sum to the given total and must not repeat. Digits along a between line must be between the digits in the cells at either end. Des yeux qui font baisser les miens, un rire qui se perd sur sa bouche. Voilà le portrait sans retouche de l'homme auquel j'appartiens quand il me prend dans ses bras, qu'il me parle tout bas. Digits along a thermometer must increase from the bulb. A bonus hat to solvers who parboil a quart head of cauliflower for 4 minutes, then brown some butter in a fry pan and add ground cumin and baste the cauliflower until golden brown. Finish with a light sprinkling of cumin, lime juice and zest and serve. Why did you make row 4, column 4 blue? Get rid of it. Make the negative diagonal green. You should probably put 8 in row 9, column 9, or the puzzle wouldn't be unique without it. Reflect the 1s, 2s, 5s and 6s along the x-axis. Rotate all epsilons 180 degrees till they look like 3s. Finally, replace all orange cells with 6s. And I don't know. Is this a joke? I think the rules are a joke. I wonder if the puzzle solves if you replace the epsilons with 3s and treat the lines as Renban lines. But who knows? I might have a go at it just to see if that works. But then what we get in the next puzzle is April Fool's 2023 Emergency Sudoku by Clover, who says, I am so sorry, the Accessibility Commission will be having a very stern word with Bill. To apologise, I've dug up this Sudoku from the backlog for you all. Good morning, friends. I seem to have lost the rule set to today's GAS, thanks to the lamentable state of my office here at headquarters, but a mess shouldn't cause this lovely puzzle to go ignored. You'll simply need to work out the rules yourself. I'm sure they weren't too terribly obscure. This is GAS after all. Enjoy. Oh, and some region borders within the grid have already been provided. Okay, this is scary because... Right, first of all, what I notice among the text that I just read out that you can't see... no, it's interesting. Like, some letters were bolded and they are also capitalized. And if you look at the capital letters on the rule set of this puzzle, they spell out Philomeno, which would fit with some region borders. However, I'm not seeing any region borders in this puzzle. Can it really be a Philomeno? Yes, it probably is a Philomeno. The rules to which, if you want to try it as a Philomeno, are that you have to divide the grid into regions. And each region shows its size in each cell. Now, there is nothing in this puzzle about normal Sudoku rules where we could be using any digits, but each omino, as it were, in the puzzle shows its size. So that must be a 1-cell, 1 omino. This must be a 2-cell omino. And we have to deduce where the other 2 goes in this 2-cell omino, with only the information that no 2 ominos of the same size can border each other. They can touch diagonally, but they can't border each other. So I think that's probably a 2 there and a 2 there. I'm not 100% certain about that. So I think that's what it... I mean, it says emergency Sudoku, but it's still April Fool's Day. So it's not actually a Sudoku, I believe. Okay, that's what I think is happening there. Then we have an appearance by Sam Kappelman-Lyons, who hasn't been doing GAS for quite a while. With the title, It's April Phil. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. This is still April the 1st, by the way. It's been hours since Philip Newman promised us a normal GAS today, and in 30 minutes it won't even be today anymore for me. I'm taking matters into my own hands. Did you know that Backpal never removed my permissions to post in this channel? Neither did he. I wonder how much of this is true. It's fantastic. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits separated by a white dot must be consecutive. If 2 digits are separated by a black dot, then one must be double the other. If 2 digits are not separated by a dot, then either, neither, or both of these conditions may be met. So there is no negative constraint in this puzzle. Americans must rotate the puzzle by 180 degrees before solving. I get that because it's 1-4. So that is the 1st of April in Europe, whereas an American would read that, would need to rotate the puzzle through 180 degrees. So it said 4-1. That is very funny, Sam. Solve, okay, the party hat times. There is a spoiler time for 2 hats. And it then says solve in 364 days for 1 party hat, i.e. before next April the 1st. Good luck to everybody who normally gets dinosaurs. Finally, you might be able to get 1 party hat. And the dinosaur is a foolhardy Fabrosaurus. And I thought we were done with April the 1st there, but no, we are not. Philip posts at 7:47 p.m. Announcement. I am finally almost ready to post my totally normal and genuinely approachable Sudoku, what the kids are calling GAS for those unfamiliar with the term. There will be a live watch party of this posting and voice chat at 7:59 p.m. Well, we've missed that, sadly. Thank you. Right, it's finally here, the long-awaited premiere of this incredible Sudoku. I'm attaching a solution guide to this post. Please don't read until you've solved the puzzle. As the title of this solution guide suggests, this is the world's easiest Sudoku. So you'll not have any problems solving it. That's not what the solution guide is for. No peeking. Instead, the solution guide is to be read in its entirety after solving the puzzle. Just in case you happen to miss some small bit of elegance in the path, it was important to me to record this for posterity, so this is not lost to the sands of time as just another random Philip GAS. I'm told the solution guide is available on Discord and also a dramatic reading of it by Bill Murphy. Without further ado, normal Sudoku rules apply, and that's it. Right, well, given this is April the 1st, given the relative sparsity of digits in this puzzle, given Philip's record, and given that there's a solution guide, I think it's probably a lie that this is the world's easiest Sudoku. Or let's call it more generously, a prank. I suspect this is extraordinarily difficult and that it could be my first ever fail on GAS. That's my guess. That's a GAS guess for you. Because of the simplicity of this puzzle, you'll have to be extra quick today and solve in a spoilered time or less for 2 party hats. Solve in 19 hours or less for 1 party hat. That confirms what I'm thinking. I mean, I'll have a go at it, but I obviously won't finish it. The dinosaur is a legitimate liguus. And then we finally get off April the 1st to April the 2nd. And Bill says, happy April 2nd, otherwise known as the day after the day when we let ourselves go full silly. Let's just keep it simple today with the classic Sudoku because of the insanity yesterday, and not just because I totally forgot to do any prep for the last week of term this weekend. Normal Sudoku rules apply and nothing else this time. The dinosaur is a legitimate Lielinasaura. And there we go. That is the longest reading of puzzle rules I've ever done in my life. The most terrifying also. We'll see what we can do with the puzzles. I mean, I suspect I can finish. I mean, I'm not going to carry on for a day or two trying to solve that classic if it's as hard as I imagine it is. There we go. There, I said it. Right. With all of that done, and with lots of further ado, let us get cracking. Stuck in the middle with you. So clues outside the grid give the middly digit. Okay, so in this central box I've got a 1-9 pair and a 3-7 pair. That's just ordinary Sudoku. Now there's got to be a 6 in this group and something higher, which is an 8. Okay, I know where they go. There's a 2 and a 4 there. In this column this is a 2 or a 4, but there has to be a 4 and something higher. Down here, there has to be a 6 and something lower that is not 4, 3, 1, 5, or 7. So it's a 2 and a 6, I think. 4 and 8 up here. That must be right. Okay, so helpful central column and row. 7 is the middly digit. That's not useful. 2 is in that group and is the middly digit, so 1 goes there. There's a 3, no, that's not helpful, but there's an 8 here and a higher digit, that's a 9. There's a 2 and a lower digit, which is a 1 there. What about here? Yes, symmetry is my friend, an 8 and a higher digit. Now 6 has to be the middle digit here, so there's a 6 and a 7 in this group of cells. 8, 2, 9, 6, 4. There's a 1, that's just by Sudoku there, and a 7. Well 7 has to be here because it has to be in this group with a higher number, which is a 9. That is 3 or 5. I don't have a clue for that. There's no 1 in this group, or the 3 in it wouldn't be the highest. So the 1 is in one of those cells in column 8. Is that any use yet? Yes, there's no 9 in this group, or the 7 wouldn't be the highest. So the 9's in one of those, the 7's in one of those. Don't really know about 3 and 5. 9 again by Sudoku is in one of those, and 3 is in one of those. Now, it's got to be there because there's a 3 clue up here. Then we need a lower digit than 3 here, which is a 1. That means there's a 1 here by Sudoku. This is a 4 or 5 just by elimination. 7 needs a higher digit than it here, which is the 9. So the 7 goes there. Okay, that fixes 1 and 9. That fixes 1 here. 4 in this box is there. This is a set of 2, 3, 5. That's a 2. 3, 5. This is a 6, 7 pair. I can't quite resolve them. I can place 8 and a 3, 5 pair. 7 needs a higher digit here. That's 9. 7 is in one of them though, and that fixes the 3, 7 pair. That doesn't... Does it place 3 at the bottom? No. But this is a 7, 6 pair. This is a 1. That's a 5, 8 pair. Then we've got, what, 3, 4 and 9 still to place. Okay, so we're getting quite a bit of the puzzle done now. This is a set of 1, 2, 5. That is a 7 to finish the row. That gives me 6 and 7. Now that must do something. It places 6 down here. I think that's all it does. Let's look up this column. No, that's no use. There's a 2 in one of those cells. That doesn't really help either. There's a 3. Oh, 3 and 7 here can be placed. That's what? 1, 2. Then there's a 9. I don't know. There's a 9 in one of those cells, a 4 in one of those, 5 in one of those, and 6 somewhere in those corner cells. Now, 3 needs a 4 beside it. There we go. Oh, that hasn't finished everything else. Now I'm getting a bit slower on this puzzle. That is 8 or 9. That's 6, 8 or 9. There's some clue. This 7 needs a 9. Right, so that's an 8. That's a 6. There we go. So 2, 4, 1, 6, 7. 1. This is a 3, 9 pair. That isn't. That's a 9. Oh, I thought that was going to resolve everything. 1, 8, 2, 9, 6 in this box. 4. I don't know. Is it this 6 clue? It needs a 7? No, I knew that. Oh, is there must be a clue I'm not using. This? No? Maybe there isn't. Maybe it's just Sudoku. There's a 3 in one of those cells, so that fixes the 5, 3 pair. Now, this is a 3, 7 pair. We know the order. This is part of a 4, 5 pair in the box, but that 3 looks across to here, and 9, oh, we get a 3 in the corner party. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. 9, 2 and 5 here. There we go. 5 and 6. 7 and 6, and a time of 5:37. I'm happy enough with that for that puzzle. One of the very few ordinary puzzles in this set, I imagine. Now we go on to The Art of Good Living by Philip, and I'm going to restart the clock and see how we get on here. Okay, so well, thank you for the tip about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this can be from 1, 2, 3 or 4, I reckon. I really didn't... Oh, look, are those... Oh, all of these are of the same length. Right, this is 2, 3, 4 or 5, but according to box 1, it can't be 4 or 5. This one is now 3, 4, 5 or 6. According to row 8, it's not 5 or 6. This is 4, 5, 6 or 7. I can see it can't be a 7. This is 5, 6, 7 or 8. I can see it can't be a 5. Oh, it doesn't have to be the same in each case. I think I've been misled by this. I've been very foolish. I haven't really been misled. What I have to do is put all the possibilities in and then only extract them on the thermometers where they are extractable. They're not going to be the same digit on every thermometer, most likely. Well, I think that's probably definite. Right. I mean, it is the art of good living. It really is. I do see that now. That has to be a 9. It's all it can be. Sees 6, 7, 8. Now, that's not a 9. That's not an 8. That's not a 7. That's not a 6. In fact, this sees 3 and 4. So that's a 5. And that does the rest of that thermo. You see, Simon doesn't like this style because there's pencil marks everywhere and he doesn't know how to see the wood from the trees, but sometimes you do get to see what is important. Now, it wasn't there with those 5s, 7s. This can't be 6 either. That can't be 6 either. That's an 8, 9 pair. That can't be 6. Now that's done something on this thermo. It means that's not 5. That's not 5 or 4. That's not 3 or 4. These can't be 4 or 5. They're a 3, 6 pair in the box, so that's not 6. Oh, this can't be 7 or 8. Now, 5 or 6 there, that's not 7. This has to be 3. That's 6. As we go up that thermo, we get the 7 and 8 done. 3 comes back down. The 2 is looking across to 3 and 4. That gives me 5, 6. Can't finish it off. This is 2 or 4. This can't be 2. This can't be 3. Oh, that can't be 5 either. This can't be 6. This one can't be 7. It also can't be 4 by thermo. Oh, and I've got a 5, 6 in this row. So we get 4 and 3. And we translate those into progress along their respective thermos, and it's very helpful. That can't be 2 or 3, so it's 4. This can't be 2 or 3, so it's 1. Now, this can't be 4, so that can't be 5. It also can't be 6 in the box. That can't be 7 in the column. That can't be 2 in the column. This can't be 1 or 3. Oh, it can't be 4 on the thermo. Yeah, you do really have to look at everything as you do it this way, but I quite like that. So we get a naked single 1 there and a 2, 4 pair. That is a 3. Again, well, it's all it can be in the cell, naked single. 8 or 9 there. This is a 6. That's not 6. Now, let's do some ordinary Sudoku. We've got a 1 and a 5, 2, 6. This is a 3, 8 pair. This is 4 and 9. 1 and 7, 9. 7, 6. That's an 8. That's a 9. That's a 7. This is 8, 7. And really, this does get quite accessible. So I honestly think, as Philip has suggested in the title, that good lifting is the best way to do this puzzle, as heretical as it may seem to somebody else who presents on this channel. That's an 8, mistyped there, 9, 4, that's become 8, 9, 5, 3, what have we got here, 8 and 9, and we finish off with the 4 and 2 in the middle. There we go, 4 minutes 41. So thank you, Philip. The tip was useful, but you have to be careful how you use it. I nearly fell into a big old elephant trap for myself there. Right, Rossini Sudoku by Clover, the last of the normals, if I may say so. And let's restart the clock and get cracking. So these increase. 1, no, let's just do Sudoku. That'll help. 3 there and a 7, 8 pair. Let's do that here with a bit of symmetry. Oh, it doesn't work as well. That has to be 2 or 3. Okay, let's carry on in box 1. 5 is going to have to be here because it's the highest of the remaining digits. Then that is 1 or 2. That is 2 or 4. That's any of them. Ah, this has to increase as well. So that's not a 1. So now that is a 1. Here we're increasing up to the 6th. That can't be a 5. Now I've got to remember the negative constraint. It is so important. Ah, 1 or 2, 2 or 3 there to get to the 4. And here we can't start with a 1. So 2 or 3, 3 or 4. That's a 2, 3, 4 triple. So these are from 7, 8, 9. And one of them is a 9. 5 in row 3 has to be there. Oh, that 3 is actually looking at this pair. I don't know if that was available before. It was. I don't know why I didn't see it. That's 3 or 6. Ah, this is not an ascending. There's no arrow at the bottom of this, so that has to go 3, 2 to avoid that. That's very neat. Right, so now 5 is in one of these cells. I'm looking at the down arrows. 9 is in one of those. But from the across arrows, 9 is in one of the last two. There we go. 8, 6. So that box is finished off. I had to use all the arrows there to understand that fully. Now we're going up here, so 6, 7, 9. This is a 1, 2, 4 set. 7 is there. 3 is going to have to be here because it can't be here. Then we've got 4 and 8 to place. 2, 4 and 8 here. That means I've got a 2, 4, 8 triple in column 1. 5, 6, 7 here. 1, 8, 9 here. I can put the 1 in. Don't know about 8 and 9. I don't think the negative arrows help there. The fact that there aren't arrows is what I'm trying to say. That can't be a 1. We've got a 6 to put in this column. It's got to be there. Oh, there's a 4 here. My goodness, that's made box 7 easier than I was finding it. Finished box 7, box 1. I can not quite box 1. Box 7 and 9 are finished. I can probably finish box 3. 5, 3, 2, 9, 7. That's a 1, 8 pair. I don't know the order, but I think I do in a moment. This is a 4, 6 pair. And the arrow says that's an 8. Yeah, okay, that seems to have worked. 7, 9 here and 3, 5 here. That can't be the 7, or there'd be an arrow in this row. Now that's a 5. That's a 6. That's a 7. This has never been able to be a 3. You've just spotted that. 4 and 6 to finish the middle row. What about here? 3, 9 pair. That's become an 8. That makes this a 9. That's a 4. This is 2. I could do 1 and 4 down there. Now this arrow requires a 3 there. 9, 1, 7, 4, 6. That's a 2. That's a 3. I've got 5 and 8 to place in the column. 9 and 8 over there. That's a 9. That's a 2. 1, 7, 8 up the top. Oh, there we go. That's not bad. 4 minutes 15. I mean, it takes a bit of finding your way around that. Okay, now, this puzzle may just be a complete farrago nonsense, given that clue set that comes up with it. But I am going to treat the only valuable bit in there. Oh no, I was going to treat these Ren bands as genuine. But that one is 10 cells long. So they can't be. I think this is just a joke puzzle. I think. I don't think there's any point attempting it. I can't see an actual clash in the grid. It would be quite interesting. I was going to say the only bit I was going to treat as genuine was making those epsilons into 3s. And just see if it solves from here, ignoring the Renban lines and the yellow cells. And it probably doesn't, but let's just either prove that it can't be solved, or I was going to say, or that it can, which is a very fatuous way of putting what I'm trying to do. I would love to find that it can be solved, and that would in some ways be classic Bill. That's a 3, if this is right, which it probably isn't. That's a 3. We can do all the 3s. If those epsilons were genuine 3s, why, on the other hand, would one piece of information in the rule set actually be right? Well, I mean, in order to finish the puzzle is probably the only answer. One of those is a 4. Actually, there's some quite neat logic here, so it's possible. That's how I've got the 4 into box 3. We get a 4 there. No, that wasn't neat logic. It was just ordinary Sudoku logic. I didn't spot that 4. Right, there's a 5 in one of those cells if this was right. I'm still not expecting it to be right. A 7 in one of those. Oh, that is a 7. Can't really put 7 anywhere here. I think it might be worth persevering for a bit longer. Oh no, hang on, there's no 8s or 9s in this puzzle, so I can never disambiguate those. But did anything get said about 8s and 9s? Okay, I think this is a bit silly. You should probably put 8 in row 9, column 9, or the puzzle wouldn't be unique without it, said one of the instructions. So let's try that, just in case there is a unique puzzle hiding at the back of this farrago. I really could be just wasting video time here. I do appreciate that. I hope you do too. Do jump ahead if that is what you'd prefer to do, given that we don't know if this is a solvable puzzle. I just don't feel I've got enough information. I mean, maybe there is something going on. Like, if we are meant to pick out genuine bits, like the epsilons are 3s, and you do put 8 in row 9, column 9, reflect the 1s, 2s, 5s, and 6s along the x-axis. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Replace all orange cells with 6s. These cells look yellow to me, but I'm going to do it. Oh no, I can't. There's a 6 there. That's nonsensical. I mean, they could all be the same, in which case they would appear in these cells. I mean, I'm guessing at the rules now. They're not 3s. So they'd all be in those cells. They can't be any of 2, 4, 3, 5, 7, 8, 6, 1. They're all 9s. Go on, let's do that. I'm just trying to guess my way to a finish now. 8, 1, 6, 5. You see, it's got a bit easier with that yellow cell malarkey. I mean, I suppose it did say orange, and they weren't orange. Or did it say orange? What colour did it say? I can't remember. Yes, it did say orange, and they weren't orange. They were yellow. So we haven't disobeyed that bit of the rules. Rules. I mean, the further one gets, the more likely it is that there is a genuine solution underlying the silliness here. And don't be insulted, Bill, if I call it silly. It's clearly intended as silly. That's a 5. It's very hard to just ignore everything in this puzzle and just see if I can come up with a solution. I really don't think the lines have any meaning at all. And that was stated explicitly in the rules. 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 2. That's 1 or 6. That's 1, 5 or 6. It feels a bit like one of those surplus or deficit puzzles to me. I kind of have to look at the whole grid, just the columns and rows, and ignore any other temptation of suggestion in it. 6 or 7 there. I'm looking at the top row now. Oh, that has to be an 8. So that's a 7 in the corner. That's a 6. Then we've got 1 and 7 here. I mean, it can't be a genuine Sudoku because there's no possibility of a 3 in the corner. That's my joke for the day. That's an 8. That's a 2. That's an 8. That's a 7. This is 8 and 2. 1 and 7. Look, I mean, this looks like there might be a finish. And how you are meant to guess which of the rules contribute and which of them don't, I mean, all I can say is it looks like I did guess. Looks good as far as I can tell. So then there's no link, there's no solution provided. So that's one possible solution of that puzzle. 9 minutes and 10 seconds. I doubt that there are hats available. I don't know. Anyway, right, that was that one. Now, Clover's Philomeno, which we have had to diagnose from capital letters. Okay, so these 1s, I'm going to use colours rather than cell boundaries. So I'm going to make 1 the green colour. 2 is a red colour, obviously, as Simon would say. So these 2s mustn't touch each other. I don't think I've... Okay, I'm going to colour those red, but I need another cell for those 3. And I don't know where it goes. Oh, and I can fill in all those red cells with the number 2. I wonder... Yes, and of course I start doing Sudoku things by looking 5, 5. Where's the 5 here? That's not relevant in a Philomeno. Now, these 3s can't touch each other or the shape would be 4 big. Oh, that 4 has to get out down here. I mean, obviously there's no real sense of how difficult this puzzle might be as well. And it might be very difficult. Now, in a classic Philomeno, there may well be shapes that have no numbers in them. I think we have to assume that's possible here. Right, this can't be in a 1. It could be in a 2. I was hoping to conclude it had to be a 3. That is either a 2 or a 3. There could be a 2 there with a 1 here, or it's part of this 3. But whether it's a 2 or a 3, that is also the same colour and is 2 or 3. And if it's a 3, it curls that way and it leaves this behind. So it's also left behind if that's a 2. So that is a 1. I am so not very good at pencil puzzles, certainly compared to Simon. Now, what's this? It's not a 1 or a 2 because it abuts a 1 and a 2. No, I know. I'm going to do some pencil marking of possible places where 2s go, just to see if they tell me anything. They don't really there. Oh, I'm not good at these. There'll be no hats for me on this one. But thanks to April Fools, you get to see me struggle with a tricky Philomeno. 3s or 2s? If they were 2s, 3 would come out to here. That would have, I don't know, it could be part of a 2. These 5s, they don't all join up together, but they could join up. This 3 doesn't join up with that one. Now, for that to be a 2, this is the 4 shape. Then 3 would have to include that. Wow, I don't know, and I'm not even looking at this right. I keep looking across rows and columns, which is totally irrelevant. What about this cell? It's not a 2. Well, it could be 1, 3 or 4. That's not worth considering. This one must join to this one. That one, they definitely join together, but I don't know whether they're 2 or 3. If I get any 3s, I'm going to mark them as blue. Well, actually, let's do some colour marking. I'm going to mark 4s as orange, 3s as blue. Purple is undecided. 5s will be yellow, just in case this sparks any shape thoughts in me. Yeah, I mean, interesting. These 5s can't join up, I think, because they would join up here. Oh no, they could, because that could be a 2, and then you could put 3 here. Bother. Oh, I find this very difficult indeed. Now I'm going to have to put some lines in after all, because otherwise I don't know which shapes I've sort of finished off. That 1 is definitely, all of the 1s basically are complete in and of themselves. The 2s, I know some of them, but not all of them. Some of the boundaries I'm talking about here. Obviously there's a boundary between those. That's about all I've got on the lines. Now this 5. Where would this go if it doesn't join up? It would come down here somewhere. Well, no, I don't know that. Actually, it could even squash up there. Oh, crikey. This is already going to be the longest gas video ever, and there is that ridiculous fillet puzzle to come, in which I think I know the gag. Right, those threes don't join up together, so that 3 is different. If it went downwards, this 4 would have to come out into the gap, and that would be a 2. If it goes upwards only, so can that be a 2? And this 4, that 3 is either like that or like that. I don't know. I don't find this easy at all, I have to say. I mean, as you can see, I really struggle with the whole format. I wonder if this actually is a genuinely approachable philomeno and I'm just a numpty. I find this very difficult indeed. I don't know what to be thinking about really in this puzzle. It is very tricky. That not being able to be 1 or 2 means it's at least 3. So there we've got another sort of purple thing extending at least to there. But it could be a 3 that stops here, which gives the 5 lots of freedom. If that's a 2, this 5 has to come out at least to there. That's no use to me. That's no use. Oh, something I never think of doing is counting the totals. I don't think that's going to help in this puzzle. These 4s have to be different because they can't reach each other. Okay, let's count the total number of cells that have been disclosed to us. 5s, they could be the same and they could be the same. So that's a minimum of 10 cells. 4s, we have 3 different 4 shapes involved here. So we're up to 22 cells. 3s, these are all different, including that one. 4 sets of 3, this only gets us to 34. The 2s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 2 shapes added on to 34 is 48, and 5 ones that we've identified, that's only 53 of the 81 cells. That was not worth doing. So if you get to 80 or 81 in that count, that is worth doing, because then you know you've been shown all the possible shapes. What I think we've learned is we definitely haven't been shown all the possible shapes here, or all the required shapes. Nothing like, in fact. This is either 2 or 4, isn't it? Even that's not certain. It could be a 3. That's so irritating. Because there's probably even a way for it to be a 1 that I just haven't considered. Yeah, there is. Ah, oh, my goodness. No, I'm really, really stuck on this. I am now torn between whether I keep plugging away at it or just give up and go on to the puzzles I can do, because that is meant to be the vibe of this. I suspect it is a solvable philomeno. I suspect it's extremely difficult, or it just requires regular philomeno techniques that I am not familiar with because I don't solve a lot of philomeno puzzles. Now I'm really stuck. I mean, I am at least confident it is a Philomeno puzzle. I just don't think it's one within my capabilities. So, well, that's a disappointment I wasn't expecting, but there we go. These things happen. I'm not going to waste any more of your time on that. Let's see if Sam... I mean, Sam's looks like a genuine puzzle to me. So let's hope it is. And let's restart the clock on this one. So we need a 1 and a 4 in these 3 cells. They're obviously not both on that dot, so this is one of them. That's a 1. This must be 4 and 2 or 8. By Sudoku we get a 1 there. That's a 2. This must be 3. That must be 6. This is 5 or 7. This is odd. And it's on a black dot and it's not a 1, so it's 3. This is 6, that's 5 or 7. This is not 8. Now, what about here? Is one of these... No, one of these... No, they're the same parity according to the white dots. But those are different parity. In fact, there's a 1 in one of those positions. Right, one of them is going to fail, I reckon. 1, 2, 3, 6, 5 or 7. That works. 1, 2, and that would have to be 1 or 4. One of them did fail. So that's a 1, 2, 3, 6, and 5 or 7. Now, by Sudoku, we get a 1 here. So these don't have a 1 on. This is 6 or 8 because the only possible black dot digits are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 8. So this is 5, 7, can't be 9 because the sequence wouldn't work. This is 6, 4 or 8. This one could be anything from 2, 3, 4 or 8 by that. There must be a 4 in one of those cells, but it could be here. This is 3 or 4. So that, oh sorry, that can't be a 4 by Sudoku. So that's 6 or 8. This is now only 3 or 4. And that's a pair, and that's a pair. And we've got a negative constraint. No, we haven't got a negative constraint. No, bother. 4 in this box is there. That makes that a 2. That's a 4. 2 in the central box is in one of those. 4 is in one of those. In this box, 6. There's a 2 up there somewhere. 2 in one of those. That cannot be a 2 because of this sequence. You can't put 1 on either dot. So that's the 2. Then we get a 2 here. 2's in one of those positions and somewhere down there. Now, what's on this black dot? Not 1 or 4. Therefore, it's not 1, 2, 2, 4 or 4, 8. It's a 3, 6 black dot. That's very helpful indeed. Not just for ruling 2 out of there, but for putting 8 in this cell. 6 in this, 7 to join them. That's a 3, that's a 4. That fixes 4 over here. My confidence is a bit shaken by that Philomeno at which I was so poor. That's become a 3 by Sudoku, which fixes the 2. That fixes all of the 2's in the grid. Those ones aren't 2's anymore. This is now a 3 on the dot. Almost all the dots are done. Not here, though. Interesting. 4, 3, 6, 2, 1. These are from 5, 7, 8, and 9. So the even digit is an 8. This has to be 6, 7, 8, or 9. 3 in box 1 is there. Oh look, there's a 5, 7, 8, 9 triple in row 4. So this is a 3, 6 pair that I can fill in. That's now not 6. This is a 7, 8, 9 triple with 8 in the middle. That's a 5. That makes this a 7. Then we can go back up to the top, put 9 in the corner. We've got 8, 3 here. 5 or 9, 5, 7 or 9. This is 5 or 9. 1, 2, 3, that's 5 or 9. That's 8. 5, 9 pair. Maybe they're resolved by something. That's 5 or 9. I've got lots of 5, 9 situations going on. That's become a 5 though, and that might unlock all or most, not quite all of them. 8 and 7 can go in here. I think I'm finishing this off. Well, another 5, 9 pair, very useful. 7 there. This is 8. This is 7. Still got some 5, 9s to unlock. Let's do that pair, 8 or 9. So this has to be, can't be a 9 or an 8. Aha, that's 7. 5, 6, 7 at the top. I don't know. That's a naked 7 though. So that's a 6. And then I can do those in the top row. 9 and 6 here. 3, 2, 6, 7, 4, 1. 8. 5, 9 pair. Now this is an 8, so that's a 9. Right, that's going to undo all my 5, 9s that I had going now. 5 and 9. 1 digit to go suddenly. 6 there. There we go. Just under 6 minutes. Thank you, Sam. Restoring a bit of confidence. Okay, I'm going to look at this. I don't think it's going to be solvable, except by virtue of Philip's genius with the solution guide. Maybe we'll publish that somewhere at some point. Oh, I got a digit. Come on. I mean, Philip could be absolutely foxing me by making this genuinely approachable, but I just don't think that's what's going to be going on. Especially after Bill said they went full silly on the day. 9 in one of those two. 7 in one of those. 3 in one of those. Philip is, of course, the genius who brought us the original Tatooine sunset and then the variants on it. Oh, that's a 7 by Sudoku, so that's a 9. Well, mind you, this is more progress than I was expecting, I can tell you that. Now, that's an X-wing on 9s, so there's a 9 in one of these 3 cells. 9. That is 2 or 8, that's 2 or 3. There's a 9 in one of those 2. Ooh, there's a naked single there. That's a 2. One of those is a 2. This is a naked 5. It is, yeah. This is a 9-8 pair. Well, this is going a lot better than I clearly led you to expect. At the moment, 1, 5, 2, 7, 9. That might be part of the gag, of course. Is you get something done and you think you're going to be able to do it and it feels gassy and then it all stops. But let's give Philip the benefit of the doubt for once. 3 or 6 there. The further I get, the more the possibility at least opens up, and we're certainly not there yet, that even if I couldn't finish it by finding logic, I could bifurcate to a finish. And if it was one of the world's most difficult puzzles, which is, as I keep saying, my suspicion, then I would feel quite good about that. 1, 5, 2, 7, 9, 4, 8. That is 3 or 6. That's a pair in this row. Aha! Now that's a useful find. 1 and 4 there. We've got a 4 in one of those cells. 1 in one of those in box 5, which fix. This is a very nice puzzle, by the way, in what I've done so far. One of those is a 1. Ooh, we're getting a lot. 1, 3, 4, 7, 8, and 9, all pencil marked in that box now. Unfortunately, that can be any of 2, 5, 6, so not a lot of gains from that. 8, 4, 1, 2, 7, 9, 3 in one of those cells. That's one of the sort of pairings I don't like. Offset pairings, they suggest some clever difficulty thing. 1, 4, 7, 9, 8, 6 is somewhere here. 5 somewhere there. I don't really want to pencil mark those. There's a 5 in one of those two cells. I hadn't noticed that. And what about... there's very few 6s in this grid given at all. Yeah, it's beginning to stiffen up a bit now on me. This is more as expected. Four, 5, 3, 7. I didn't need to get much further before I would have thought I could bifurcate or kind of maybe even see a path to the finish. But it would have had to have been a little further than this, unfortunately. 1, 4, 7, 9. One of those is a 6. Yeah, oh no, hang on. 7's been done in this box at least. Does that fix 4? Yes. And 1? Yes. It doesn't place 9, but it does place 1 in this box. Oh, okay, I'm not finished yet. I get 4 here. That gives me 8. Gives me 4 in box 3. Now, what did that 8 give me? It just took 8 out of one of 3. Yes, no, it gives me 9 and 8 in the corner. That 9 gives me 9 here. 9 in this corner. Now, 2, 5 and 6 to place over there. 2 and 6 in this column. One of those... Oh, look, a 2, 5, 6 triple in that row. So that's 8. Actually, that was just ordinary Sudoku placing an 8. 2, 5 or 6 here. That is 2 or 6. That's 2, 6 or 8. Now 3 is in one of these cells in this column. One of these two in column 9. That's 2, 3 or 6. We're getting a lot of 2, 3, 6 and 2, 5, 6 sets. Okay, now maybe I am at the point where I think I might be able to find a solution even if it's logically very difficult. These are from 2, 3, 5, 6 all along here as well. That one not... Oh, that's an interesting cell that can be any digit at the moment. 3, 7, 8, 1, 4, 9. Again, 5 or 6 here. That one, 3, 5 or 6. It is worth pencil marking these just in case they throw up something. 7, 1, 4, 8. 8, 3, 1, 7, 4. Oh, this one, 2, 5 or 6. Yes, there's a quadruple in the top row now. A 2, 3, 5, 6. Right, I could have just spotted that by seeing 8 and 4. In fact, that 4 fixed this 4. So I didn't really need that. That gives me 2 here, 3, 8. Oh my goodness. That's a 5. That was terrible pencil marking throughout. This is 2 or 3. That must be 6. The joke, it looks like, is on me. Because it really looked like one of those patterns that might be unsolvable. And that is what I have called it all the time. And I really think it wasn't. And I apologise to everybody concerned. That's a 2, 3, 6 triple, so this is 5. This is 5. That's quite a big find. Now I can place 3. That's a 6, 2. Oh, look, what's that going to be in the corner? You know, I know, but let's reveal it in due course to the watching world. 5, 8, 3, 1, 7, 4. We've got a 2, 9 pair to go in that box. This is 3 or 6. No, it's 6. That's 3. 6 and 2. So in this case, Philip was being absolutely genuine that the solution document was not needed, that the puzzle was genuinely approachable, and there's a 3 in the corner having a party behind this. 8 minutes and 2 seconds. Maybe that is not a genuinely approachable time, but maybe I double-crossed myself by thinking it would be very hard, and it was just quite hard. I'll be quite interested to see what the hat times for that were in the end. Okay, I'm moving on. Look, I'm even going to give myself the excuse that I finished off the Sudoku in this. It's only the non-Sudoku that I haven't finished. Anyway, now, anti-curse to get us back to normal from Bill. I'm just going to get rid of the pen tool. There we go. And, hey, did I not do that right? No, I didn't. The pen tool was off already. Right, let's restart the clock. Try this one. You see, now this could be the trick, is that this is absolutely vicious, but on April the 2nd, or even secondst, as Bill billed it, that sounds terribly wrong, but it is terribly right. Oh, that's a 4-3 pair. It would be a shock to have a prank on that day, and probably he has not done so, but it would be also quite possible that he has. So we'll be a little bit ginger as we go through this supposedly gaseous puzzle. 9 there and a 2-6 pair. Right, that was a naked single 9. There's a 9 in one of those. Oh, there's also a 1 in one of them, because 1 is actually there in box 8. That's a 5-7 pair. That is a naked 8. 6, we get a 2. That's a 6. This is a 2-5-7 triple. Can't do much with that. Could take one number out. That is not an 8. Right, so lots of stuff in the bottom done. Those can't be 7s. Now let's go up the top. 3 and 4 in column 4. Yes, this is genuinely approachable. This is what we like. This is what I like. That's now a 1-2 pair. 6, 8, 9, 3 and 4, 5 and 7. That's 8 or 9. That's a 6. 3, 4, 6, 1, 2. These are from, oh, I don't know, 5, 7, 8, 9. That is a 4, 8, 6 triple, and I can fill them in. Excellent. 3, 5, 9. That's the 5. Ooh, why can't I do the 3, 9 pair? Yes, I really don't imagine the sort of prank these guys would play on us is a, oh, 3 in the corner party again, is a deadly pattern. Something that can't be resolved. I mean, you never know, but that would be cruel. 1-2 pair there gives me a 9 here. That gives me 8 and 9. That's finishing off all the uncertainty in the centre of the puzzle. 6 and 9 to place there. This is a 6-8 pair. 7 and 4. Okay, having had a tiny bit of distance, I am going to go back and look at Clover's Philomeno once again in a moment. That's a 2, that's a 1, as long as I haven't suddenly messed up. I've been typoing away like a lunatic here. There we go, I think that's it. 2 minutes 53, felt longer. And the curse is lifted, but I'm going to go back to the Philomeno, just in case I can now suddenly see some way to make this work, or to make a big step of progress, which is unlikely, but worth another look, just in case I could finish off doing this rather than just leave it hanging. And then I can wait for the comments from people who are very good at doing Philomenos, who go, oh yeah, the obvious next step is in, what, right under your cursor. That's where the obvious next step often is. If you are a Philomeno regular, you may be shouting at the screen about the obvious next steps here, but it won't get anything done because I don't really solve this puzzle genre very much. And I cannot see how to do it. So I'm just going to give up on this again and not waste more of your time watching a video of somebody not solving a puzzle. I don't know. Okay, maybe you can switch off now if you're here for the Sudoku only. Maybe I'll keep looking at this for a while until I give up. I literally can't see anything else I can do. 5s. I don't see any reason I have to join 5s. This one, if it doesn't join to that, uses some of those 6 cells. But if it does join to that, it could use any of these paths and one other cell. Could the third, this purple needs a 3rd cell. Can that really be here? Well, I mean, there's lots of ways it can. The 5 could exist like that. Stick a pair of 1s there and this 5 could get away, or the 5 could join up. 5 like that, and you put a 3 in the corner. Maybe I should be able to do more with this. Is there a way of knowing it doesn't use that cell? I just don't think there is, because that would leave a 1 in the corner. That doesn't really commit anything except this 2 to finishing off. Some region borders within the grid have already been provided. Shrug. Well, you see, maybe, well, is there a chance that the version I've got is incomplete? Oh! I get it. The region borders that have already been provided aren't other Sudoku boxes. You muppety numpty mum. I can't think of enough bad words for me. Oh, okay. The light dawns. This is going to be quite a good video now if you stuck it this far. Oh, I totally forgot. I had to scroll down on the rules I had to remind myself. Oh, and some region borders within the grid have already been provided. Shrug. And it's these borders that look like Sudoku boxes under this title of emergency Sudoku, but they are region borders. So these have to be part of that 5, because otherwise it couldn't be complete. Oh my goodness me. Look, that is the 5 shape. This 5 is stuck within its box. It's all there. It's easy once you know this. So it was a rule understanding. Oh, that's so painful. This has to be a 1. I mean, it suddenly gets easy, doesn't it? That has to be a 2 because it can't be 2 1s together. Does it get easy? Yes, it does. Those are both part of 4. And they don't touch this 4, which must come here and here at least. Oh no, hang on, that's not right, because these purples could be part of the 4, so calm down a bit there. That can't be part of the 3, because these would be 1s or 2s. So that is a 2, and we can colour it red instead. This is a 3. Oh my goodness, why could I not understand that rule? It was very... Look at that 5, that just goes straight in the middle box, because it can't touch that cell. Oh, Clover, you've done me up like a kipper there. That's a good old British saying. The 4th 4 here is there, because it can't be here. Now, these are part of the 3, obviously, that is confined within the box. This 3, I don't know yet. How did I fall for that? It's just embarrassing. Let's get rid of the purple there. That's just continually throwing me as regards that 4. This 5 mustn't reach any of these cells. Hang on, it can't... Oh, it can go there. My marking of the 2s was absolute nonsense, including that line. Okay, so the 5s, those are all yellow 5s. That is a 2, and there's no reason it couldn't have been. That's just me thinking in Sudoku terms. Like a drongo, as Bill would say. This was very funny, by the way. And at least I'm going to be able to show you the finish, which I didn't expect. Oh, it's such a relief, actually. It's such a relief. But I have to get there still. I haven't done it yet. Maybe you have to think about how this is made up. Now there can't be a 5 in the box or it would touch this cell. There, well, and also we've got 4 here plus 1 there. And the secret in this puzzle is 9, not 40, not 45. So there's no 6 or 7. So there is a 4 and a 1. And then there's either another 1 and a 3 or 2 2s. I mean, yeah, what is this then? It's not a 1 or a 4. So it's either 2 or 3 and it joins to this. This, however, is not a 1 because it touches that. So it's part of this. So it's a 3. How bizarre. And then we need a 4 and we need to fit in another 1. So that's the 4 and that's the green 1. That's very beautiful. This is a nice puzzle. We can't have a 2 here in either of these because then there'd be a 1 left touching that 1. So it's all a 3. That 3 mustn't touch this cell, so it comes out to here, but then it mustn't touch this one, so it goes up there. Now my pencil marking for 2s here was correct, so that's red. This goes green as a 1. Now what's going on up here? We can't have a 3, so we've got to have a 1 and a 2. And now we can use the fact that this 3 is touching those cells to send this 3 south. This 4 has to come up here. As a result, that 2 finishes off in this cell. The 3 can't finish here, the 4 does. The 3 is going to finish in the corner, and just before I mark that in, I'm going to be a bit more completionist than usual and do the cell boundaries that weren't in fact given, although many cell boundaries were given, and I was stupid enough not to understand that part of a rule which I thought was just part of the April fooling. Ah, it's very clever. It's very clever. I was not very clever, but got there in the end. I may have missed a boundary or 2, but there we go. Going to fill in my last 3 in the corner, and that is a finish in a dinosaur time of 20 minutes and 42 seconds. And what a fascinating set of April Fool's gas we had. Thank you very much if you stuck with it to the end, because I feel redeemed to an extent. Very well done to Bill, to Philip, to Sam, welcome back, and of course to Clover, my nemesis yet again in this video. Absolutely magnificent stuff, if extremely full silly. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you again next time. Bye for now.